Postpone. Okay, it's the 12th, sorry, it's the 10th of December, and it's a Tuesday, and we've got about 25 minutes to the NY Open. We're going to get to the charts in a second. Just let me check the sound. Yeah, I think we're good. Just give me a second. Okay. All right. This is the daily chart, and price was ranging since the 26th of last month, and we finally, yesterday, we've broken out of that range, right? Yesterday was a Monday, and we've broken out of that range. We've closed above 2650, and we touched 2674. We rejected 2674. That's weekly resistance, and we've pushed above yesterday's high. If we continue, then we're heading to 26700 next. Okay, that's about a 225 pip move up, right? We should, if we continue to close above, if the 1 hour candles continue to close above 2674, then we're heading to 2700 next. Let's go to our trading chart and draw zones as usual, and check if we have any trading opportunities for the day. And before we do so, just check today's calendar. Okay, so today we've got nothing. Today is just a regular trading day. There is no news. Tomorrow is CPI. Tomorrow is a big one. That's the volume for the week. I'm assuming tomorrow and day after is the volume for the week. Is CPI tomorrow, and on Thursday it's PPI, right? So those two events usually do bring in a lot of volume during the New York session. And on Friday again, we've got no news, right? We're also coming into, we're getting closer to the mid of the month. Around the 20th of the month is a good time to kind of stop trading for the year. So until the 20th, you should be good to trade gold during the New York session. After the 20th, it's probably advisable to stay away from the charts until the first or second week of Jan. Okay, we'll talk about those later during the week. For now, let's go to our trading chart. Let's just change our template. Okay. Right. So yesterday I didn't trade. So that move yesterday was a Monday. Usually don't look to do anything on a Monday. So let's get rid of all of these zones and start with a clean chart. Okay. Good until then. Let's bring this here. Okay, so let's get rid of this as well. Let's get rid of all of this. Sorry. Okay. Okay, so that's a clean range. From there to there, there is nothing. That's a 600 pip area where I've not drawn anything. These lines that you see here, 2674, 2633, 2715, are from this chart. Those are weekly support resistance levels, right? They're from this chart here. The other yellow lines that you see here, 2650, 2700, and if you scroll up to 750, that's psychological round numbers, or I call them BRNs, big round numbers, okay? Because we got to watch those areas when price gets there. Sometimes there are reactions at weekly support resistance levels and at BRNs, right? So the three key areas I look for a setup is H4, H1 supply demand zones, um, BRNs, or these 2650, 2700, these psychological round numbers. And the third is weekly support resistance levels, right? These are the main three key areas that I look for trade setups for session trading. Okay, so just a second. Yeah, so let's draw our zones for today. Okay, so there is the first level is right here. There's a level right there. There's a rally, there's a base, and there's a rally, right? So that's a level right there. Then the next one is this one. There's a drop, a base, and a rally. This is all on the 4-hour time frame, okay? These are very obvious demand levels, okay? This price has come here, so we're going to bring this zone down because we've already tapped into this zone. So this much of the zone is already left. So it's a drop, a base, single basin candle, and a rally. So in that zone, this bit of the zone is still left because price has come already tapped into this zone, right? And the next zone above that is the rally, the base, and the rally, right? So that's that candle with that long wick. Then below that, we've got this here. So let's draw that as well. That's a rally. Yeah, that's what the zone will look like. Let me just bring all of that down here and get rid of this. Okay, so there's a rally here. This is the rally. That's a base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 basin candles because they're all part of this range right here. All right, that's 218 pip range. That's a fairly large demand zone, and that demand zone covers this weekly support level as well. Okay, and then what's left of this zone, this drop, these two basin candles, and this rally, is this bit. That's what's left of the zone, right? That's So okay. So now let's clean up these zones. That close is 70.05, low is 122. 70.05, 122. Then this one, its low is 56.79, 679, 2. Okay. 2, 2. Okay, so that's the closest demand zone, is the one right here. Okay. Then the next one is this. So let's put the numbers there. 617, 616, 617, and this low is 412. $392. Okay. Okay. Sorry, give me a second. Okay, now let's look at supply. Right, we've got our demand zones covered. We can extend this to the right as well. Okay, the closest supply zone that we have is the one right here. This one right here. Price is already very much deep into it. That's a drop, a base, and a drop. Okay, it's a very clean zone. A drop, single basin candle, right at weekly resistance 2674, and then a drop. Okay, but price has already come into it. So there is a rally and a drop there. So there is some sort of a base there. We're going to take a look at that on the 1 hour time frame. Let's bring this up to here for now. Let's go down to the 1 hour time frame. Not really visible. A rally and a drop. Let's look at the 30-minute time frame. Yeah, we do have a base there. 1 second. Yeah, we do have a base there. Okay, so I'm going to keep this here, right at that top of that candle. It's the open 419, also 419. Okay, and then this high is 879. Yeah, it's a very tight range coming there. 40 pips should drop here. Okay, let's continue. Then the next one is this rally, two basin candles because of the massive gap there, and this drop here, right? The rally, two basin candles, and a drop. So let's extend this to the right as well. Yeah, so that should cover it. Okay, that should cover our zones. Let's extend this to the right as well. That is a high liquidity candle inside that supply zone right there. Let's bring this label to the right. Okay, so that's the closest supply is right there. Okay, now the next step is to look at which of these are high liquidity zones and which are not. A high liquidity zone is a zone that has taken out an opposing zone. So if this demand zone has taken out a supply above H1, H4 supply, then this H4 demand becomes a high liquidity zone, right? So as I can see from the 4-hour, it already is. So you have the rally and you have a drop. You have 4-hour resistance there. You also have a 4-hour 1-hour supply, or maybe 30-minute supply right there. And this move up took out that high there, right? This move up. So this is a high liquidity zone. This one right here. Okay, let's bring this to the right. Okay, the one below. Did this take out anything on the left? This move up, there was supply right here. Okay, there's a drop, a single basin candle, and a drop. Just zoom in. A drop, single basin candle, and a drop. And this move up took out this. As you can see, that's the high. This candle took out that high. So this too is a high liquidity zone. Okay, it's as simple as that. Now, let's go down here. Let me just save this. Okay. Right. Did this take out supply on the left? So all of this was supply, right? That was rally. This is a lot of supply right here. And this move up, this candle did take out these highs. So making this a high liquidity zone. We also, the reason that it's a high liquidity zone is because it's got weekly support running right through it, right? 2633. And the one below is also high liquidity zone, which we had marked from last week. So I'm going to leave that as is. Now let's look at supply and see if you have high liquidity supply zones. Did this zone take out anything on the left? Yes, it did. There was demand right here, a rally, two basin candles and a rally, and this move took out that. This move also took out this, making this a high liquidity zone. Okay, so let's print that label there, and then the one above is already high liquidity zone from last week because we did this supply took out this demand here. On the one eye, you could see that there was clear demand right here. There's a drop, a base, single basin candle and a rally, and this move down took out that demand right there, that 1 hour demand, making this zone also high liquidity zone. And that's from last week. That's that zone. Okay, right, so now that's covered. We got about 10 minutes for NY open. Now the next thing is, let's just clean this up first before we proceed. So high liquidity zone. Okay. Now, where can price, if we are in supply right now, it is a H4 supply zone. So the original zone was, just look at the original zone. From here to here, that's about 215 pips. We've come about halfway. We've come to the halfway mark, right? So is this supply going to hold or is it going to break? And if it breaks, then we know where it's going. It's heading up here, right? But if it's going to hold, if the supply is going to hold and push price down, where exactly is that going to happen? That's the next step. So we're going to look for a high liquidity candle, right? Or an HLC inside this zone. Okay, so it's basically the largest candle, bearish candle that's inside the zone. So we have this candle. That's a 112 pip candle. We're going to mark that for now. I'm going to bring this light red color here. Okay, so this high is 799,672. 7.9. 2. Okay, 799,672. Let's go down to the, it's a 112 pip candle, and that's smaller. Let's go down to the 30-minute time frame and take a look at that candle again. Okay, on the 30-minute as well, that is still the largest candle. That's a 110 pip candle. We can bring it here now. Let's go down to the 15-minute and take a look at that candle. And we still have this candle. That's a 99 or 98 pip candle. That's still the largest candle. We can bring it up here now, and that should be good, right? So that's the largest candle in this range. So that high is 799 and the low is 807. 8.07. Okay, right. Now, perfect. This area is where price should push down if it is to come down, okay, in that light red area. If it doesn't, right, because price can do whatever it wants to do. If it doesn't, and if you push up, then we're pushing to this area. And why is it this area? Because we've identified this large supply zone, and again we're going to look for the largest candle inside that zone. So I'd marked it last week, but I'll redo it now here. What is the largest candle in this area? So the largest candle would be this. That's a 112 pip candle. These candles are all smaller. This candle is also, I believe, smaller than 112 pips. Yeah, it is. Let's go down to the 15-minute time frame, and still that is the largest candle, right? All the other candles are smaller. So that is still a 111 pip candle, and this one is smaller, 77. This one here is 75. That's still the largest candle, right? That's 109 pips. Let's go down the 5-minute time frame, maybe just take a look at it. Yeah, that still holds the largest candle, right? So this low is 998 and the high is 113. 998, 113. Perfect. Okay, so now we know if this candle does not push price down and we break above the high of this candle right here, this 15-minute candle, let me zoom in. We break above the high of this candle, we are heading to this. Now I'll zoom out, right? So once we break, there's nothing to stop price from going another 120, 25 pips above, right? To this light rate. Keep that in mind. That's very important because if we do break, we know where price is heading next. Once it breaks, it's going there because price moves from one liquidity level to another liquidity level, right? That's all that price does. So once it breaks this high, this candle high, if this candle does not push price down, once you break the high, we're heading here, right, to around 2700. That's also a BRN, or a psychological round number, is right there where that candle is, right, 2700. Okay, perfect. Now what do we have? We've got 4 minutes. We've got 4 minutes to the NY open, right? Now let's do the same for demand as well. Okay, let's look for high liquidity candles. Let's look for a high liquidity candle inside this demand zone. If price pushes down, where is it going to bounce off of to continue up? Okay, so on the 1 hour we got this massive candle pushing up. That's too big. We got to go down to the 30-minute, and here we have this candle. That's a 48 pip candle, right? In that same zone we have this candle. That's an 81 pip candle, right? That candle looks better. So I'm going to mark that candle high 869, 60. Okay, let's go down to the 15-minute now. How big is that candle? Yeah, 81. Let's go down to the 15-minute. Okay, on the 15-minute, we've got this candle, which is 35 pip candle, but this candle is still the largest, right? 61 pips. Okay, so let's bring this here. Right. So if price comes down, it's about a 87, 90 pip move down. That's the candle that's going to hold it to either push it back up, and if you break that, then we're coming to the next zone. So let's take a look at the next zone, 250,869. 250,869. Perfect. Okay, now let's look at the next zone. The next zone is down here, right? Is there a place that can hold price to push it back up? Inside this, do we have a high liquidity candle? Just give me a second. Okay, we've got a wick here. Wicks are important because they grab liquidity and they push price up. That's a 22 pip wick. That wick is not really that large. Let's go down to the 1 hour. Okay, that's better. 26 pips. Let's mark that. Okay. This candle is 30 pips. Okay. Now let's go to the 30-minute. Let's go to the 15-minute. 18 pips. Okay, that's the largest candle there, 18 pips. How much is this? It's 24. This candle right here. Yeah, I don't think this area is going to hold price. If it does drop, we're going to break right through this. This is not going to hold price because price has already broken right through this already. Okay, so 25. So let's have to do the numbers on this. 60, 93, 849, 60, 93. 244. 248. It's this. Okay, that's the candle. 6038 790. It's 150 pips away. And if you break this, then where are we coming down? Here. But before we come there, we've got a BRN that can push price up. So I'm not going to draw any liquidity candles right here. So now this is it. This is the analysis. It's the NY open right now. Now we're going to wait. We're going to watch. Okay. Okay. So we've created support right here, M30 support. Yeah, that's prior to pre-NY. So that really doesn't matter right now. But we are in supply right here. Okay, prices moved just about 213 pips today. 213 pips today. So we've got about 43% of the move for today left. Sorry. Okay, we could push down and then maybe push higher later on. That could be possible. But we're not going to guess. We're going to wait and see what price does present us today. So if I'm looking to take a sell here, I want to see M30 resistance form and then look to take the sell, right? And there are many areas that we might have to take a sell, could take a sell from, either from this, or price could just 2674, that's weekly resistance, push down from there if we are to push down, right? But if you are to go up, then price still has to come down to grab liquidity before it does so. This is the liquidity candle, the untouched liquidity candle, right? On the 4-hour, that's what it looks like, a rally, base, and a rally. We looked at the 4-hour, and inside that 4-hour zone is this light green area, right? That's about a 60 pip zone. That's a liquidity candle. Price pushed up from it, so it could come down to grab liquidity to do so again, right? But we have to wait. There are no buys here, obviously, because we're in supply. There is no buying here. Absolutely no buying right here, because where we are inside supply, inside this red area, I never buy. And inside a green area, I never sell unless it breaks, right? Unless it breaks and pulls back, that's when I will look to sell. But we haven't broken the zone, right? The zone is still very much there. There is about 100 or so pips left in this zone. So there is no buying inside this. I'm looking for a sell, but I cannot just sell until I see confirmation for a sell. So I want to see M30 resistance form and then look for that sell, right? So we have to wait. We have to wait. When M30 resistance forms, you will have an M30 resistance here that forms. You'll have a sign that forms here. That will be new M30 resistance. This is the old one that is there. Don't worry about that too much. That is not important. That's a part of the indicator that I'm using. That's right there. That's not important. But I want to see fresh M30 resistance form. That tells me that sellers are coming in and trying to push price down. So I need to see that M30 resistance form in this light red area to push price down. Okay, or here I need to see M30 resistance. Also, there has to be space for me to take a trade. If M30 resistance form here, I might not take that trade because there is no space. There's just about 25-30 pips to this liquidity candle right here. This candle right here. So I might not take that trade. But if M30 resistance forms up here, then I can take that trade to come down, and that'll be about 125 pip move down. That's fine. That's good enough. Until then, I have to wait. Okay, so we've got about, going to wait, where is this? Yeah, we don't have any resistance form at the moment. Let's look at the 5 minute. Yeah, we're going to break this high. There is no top wick here. Yeah, we're gonna break this high. So we're going higher. We're going higher because we're going to break this high. There is no top wick here on this 5 minute candle or on this 15-minute candle. Okay, it needs to create a top wick first. So we're going to go up and maybe then wait for resistance to form. Yeah, we've got to wait for resistance to form and then take the trade down. So we're going to wait. We have to wait. There's no rush at all. Okay. Okay, so there's a lot of waiting to do. 30 minutes. I'm going to wait for. I'm going to first wait for the 15-minute candle to close. There's 8 minutes, just over 8 minutes for the 15-minute candle to close. I'm going to wait for the 15-minute candle to close, and then let's see where that candle closes. And then I'll have to probably wait for another 15 minutes to wait for the 30-minute candle to close, because I want to. So what I want to see is, it's very important to visualize ahead what you want to see on the chart before it happens. Is I want to see M30 resistance form, as I said, M30 resistance form. That is price telling me that sellers are coming in and forming resistance at H4 supply zone, which is a high liquidity zone, which also has a high liquidity candle, which is the light red area that we drew, right? There's a high liquidity candle there in this H4 high liquidity zone, right? That tells me sellers are coming. Then I have a little more confidence to take a sell coming down. But you got to keep in mind, you got weekly support right there, 2674, right? Weekly support right there. So it's a very, it's not the best of areas to try to take a sell here, because you've got support right here. So when price comes down, you're going to bounce off this weekly support. Unless you take a sell below this, once we close, and then price comes down, but then there is not enough room below. This is just 50 pips, right? So let's see what price does. Let's see what price does. Let's wait for the 15-minute candle to close, and then even maybe the 30-minute candle to close, and then look for a trade to come down. And if it doesn't and breaks up, that's fine. We break. Once we break, we know where we're heading. We're heading to 2700, right? Once we break this light red area, 2687.99. Once we break 2687.99, we're heading to 2700. But you don't buy at the breakout. You wait for price to break, pull back. Once it breaks, the zone is done. So then you can delete that zone, wait for the pullback, and then look for the buy. So wait for the pullback, wait for M30 support to form, then take the buy to go to 2700. Okay? All right. I'll be back in a bit. We got about 6 minutes for this candle to close. Okay, 15-minute candle is just closing. Let's see if we close below 2674 or we just push above it. Yeah, we close below. Close below. Okay. I might take a sell here to come down. Okay. 786375. 786. Okay. Right at 2674. One here. I took a sell at 2674. 81. And this one is 83. Okay. And so I've taken a sell at 2674. I'm looking for price to come here, right? And then maybe here. So we're gonna, yeah, this high, 2669. Okay. That's where I'm anticipating price to come to. Stop loss above these highs here, right? So that is this high there, 934, 934. More aggressive stop loss is above this high, 7786, 7786, right? That's more aggressive. You want to manage risk. That's the high. That's about 20 pips, and up to here it's about 38 pips, right? Anticipating price to drop here about 50, 52 pips, and then let's see if we can come down even further. Okay. Right. So got the pending orders here. Let's just look at this. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna just take this order up to here. Close is 612, and this open is 614. Okay, because that are the rally, and all of that is a base and the drop. And this one, I'm going to take it up maybe here. Let's open here. 701. Okay. Okay. We're pushing from 2674. We closed below. 15-minute candle closed below 2674. No bottom wick. And price is rejecting 2674. That is why I took an entry right at 2674. Right. So this entry was right there at 2674, right on the dot. 2674 to push price down. Right. could be slow today, so we'll have to, so stop loss, aggressive stop loss above 2677.86, and then a more safer stop loss above 2679.34. Okay, and TP to 2669, and then further down at 2665.5. Right, that's the next one. If we do break this and come down, that's the next one. So let's see what price does. Okay, let's see what happens here. Yeah, I wanted to wait for M30 resistance to form, but since this 15-minute candle closed below, yeah, since it closed below, I took the trade. But let's see if, okay. Six minutes more for the 30-minute candle to close. This candle needs to close bearish, forming M30 resistance. If it doesn't, then this trade idea is invalid. If it pushes up, that means we're breaking the candle's high and we're heading higher. At that point, you just need to close everything because this trade idea is invalid. The whole premise of this idea is that 30 minutes starts to close bearish, so forming M30 resistance, and to continue to push price down to this high liquidity area. That's the whole idea of this trade, right? If that doesn't happen, and we push back up and we break, this candle breaks its own high, it's pointless in holding this trade. That means we're closing bullish, and we don't have M30 resistance. So we got to wait. We've got another 5 minutes basically. This candle needs to close bearish, so that the next candle pulls back and then pushes down. But the reason I took the trade early was because the 15-minute candle closed below 2674, and I took an entry right here, and there was one entry at this demand level, at this supply level right here, 5-minute supply level, drop, base, drop right here. So let's see. Are we pushing up? We have no bottom wick here, so are we pushing up maybe? So if we come up and break this high, then we close everything, because that's the M30 high, right? Once you break this high, that means we're heading straight up. There's nothing to hold price here. We should go straight up here, right? We're going to close the trades and close everything. Four minutes more. 3.5 minutes more for the candle to close. There is M30 support here, so you can anticipate a bounce here. Maybe push back up again before we continue down. That is if we are heading down. Couple of minutes more for the candle to close. Let's see where we're going to close. The next one might pull back up. The next one could pull back up, push up, because this candle has no top wick. So the next one can pull all the way up again. You've got to be careful. It's very possible that the next candle, next M30 candle, pulls all the way up to grab liquidity, because this has no top wick. Yeah, that's very possible. We are trying to push up again from 2674. Let's look at the 5-minute. Yeah. The candle is closing above 2674. The 30-minute candle is closing above 2674. And the 5 minutes is also rejecting this area, trying to push back up. Yep. So 30-minute, we created resistance on the 30-minute, which is a good sign, but we can push up. We can push up. This weekly support is causing an issue. We are having a reaction right there. Yeah, they're trying to push up. Demand here. Got to remember the price could also be setting up for CPI tomorrow, right? That's very possible. This is an area of supply. We broke above this, created new supply, and dropped down. On the 4 hour, we did take out these levels here. So we could have a push down and then a continuation up, or maybe straight up here. Let's see. We need to break below this low here, this 30-minute low, 72.3. We need to break below that low to continue down. Once we break below that low, we should come straight down because this has no bottom wick. This is the issue. This low here is the issue. This candle here, right here, this candle is the issue that rejected 2674 and closed back above it. That's the one that will cause the problem. On the 5 minute, on the 1 minute, yeah, this liquidity candle right here. So once we break this low, we're good. This candle low. This candle low is 2672.72. If we can break this low, we're good. We're going to come all the way down to our TP. This is the liquidity candle, 1 minute liquidity candle that closed above 2674 and pushed price up. So price needs to break that low. Once it does, we're good to come down. 5 pips. This 1 minute candle, liquidity candle right here. That's the one at 2674, weekly support, push price up. Is it weekly support or weekly resistance? Weekly resistance, sorry. 2674 is weekly resistance. See, that's the one that's causing, that candle is the one right there that's causing the problems. That's the candle right there that's causing the issue. It's trying to push price back all the way up again here. I said this right at the beginning before the session started, before NY open, and even before I took a trade, I said this weekly resistance area 2674 is what's going to pose an issue today. So that's exactly what's happening, because there is no clean drop to the TP level, because this is right there in the middle. 2674 is right there in the middle, and that's stopping price. So we have to break below the liquidity candle. There's 1 minute liquidity candle of 2674 to head down, and it's not. It's holding and pushing price back up. What does the 5 minute look like? A 5 minute closed again below it. Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like the fact that 2674, it's a very important area. I mean, look at that. It's a daily candle bouncing off it right there. Rejected it yesterday as well when we got there. 2674 push price down all the way down, 150 pips push price down. That's exactly what's happening. Look at that. It held price down right there. So I don't like it. It's pushing price up again. Test. Yeah, good. Okay. Still pushing high. Yeah. I don't like this. Created resistance and yeah, it's broke this high, this broke this high. This is 14. This is 45. 934. 523. 934. Yeah, I don't like this. We're pushing up. 15-minute this candle is closing bullish again. Yeah. Once we break this high, 2677.86, I'm going to close both these trades or maybe just one of them. Yeah, we're closing bullish again. It's weekly support to weekly resistance 2674 is pushing price up. Yeah, we're going up. This is just an inside bar to push price up. We're going higher. If I get a pullback, and we can close. Coming up here, 2677.5 next. And then possibly 2677.86. At which point I'm going to close. This 1 minute candle is holding price up. We couldn't break it. I was anticipating price to come down, break this low, and then head down, but we couldn't. It reacted to that candle and pushed price all the way up 36 pips. And higher, we're going higher. Maybe 50 pips up. Yep, there we go, 2677.28. Yeah, 2677.28, 50 tapped. Yep, that's it. We're pushing up. Okay, closed. Yeah, yeah, that's it. Okay, that's it. The trade ID is not valid. Okay, so 2674 is an issue. Push price up. Um, yeah, I did have my doubts there. 2674 right there. So, okay, I'm not going to try to do anything else any for today. Price might break this and come down, but I'm not going to do anything. We're pushing back again from here. Yeah, we are pushing down, but I'm not going to do anything because we've got 2674. So even if I do take a sell here, it's just 30 pips. This 2674 is an issue. If that wasn't there, price would have dropped straight down. But that's the issue. That even if you do take a sell up here, it's just 20 pips or 25, 30 pips to this 2674. So I'm not going to I'm not going to try to take any more trades today. At least not any sells here unless we go really high here and we get a move down, right? But there is no profit margin on this trade, just 25, 30 pips, and you've got key level 2674 right there. That's exactly what happened. It just pushed price up. We reacted there. We grabbed liquidity on the 1 minute time frame, and then we pushed straight up from that 1 minute candle. We pushed 55 pips up, and we're still pushing up. Okay. All right. So let's. Today could be just a quiet day because tomorrow's CPI. We could be setting up a CPI. So I'll be back at the charts tomorrow and do our analysis, and we'll have a look at uh, if we have any opportunities during CPI or just after CPI. But right now, I'm not taking any sells here. I can't buy because we're inside supply, and I can't sell because we've got weekly resistance or a weekly SR level right here, right? So there is no space for price to come down. We tried that and it didn't work. It just bounced off and pushed straight up. Okay. All right. See you guys tomorrow.